Ladies and gentlemen, what we talked about just now are the situations pertaining to how frank are you? How frank are you? Okay, don't get swayed by the situations. I'm not saying what is right, what is wrong. I repeat for the nth time. We want to know what you are, just what you are. Do you do this? You don't do this. It's not a question of morality. On to the next street. You're almost always the first person. You're almost always the first person to introduce yourself. Always the first person to introduce yourself. When you meet your boss, it is always you who start the communication. You seldom wait for the boss's approval. You always tend to start off a project that receives an approval a little later. You always tend to start off a project that receives an approval a little later. When some people, when some problems are growing in menace, you have started implementing the solution many days before quietly. When some problems are growing in menace, you already started implementing a solution. You never are short of time to begin a new idea. You are never a person who is short of time to begin an idea. Never a person short of time to begin an idea. If I appear like promoting this question, this puzzle, this idea, I am split into playing a role of an assessor, playing a role of a teacher. But right now, we are looking at what we are. That's all. So, thank you very much. That was about Mr. Initiator, Miss Initiator. Next trend. When a statement is made, you are ready with a question. When a statement is made, you are ready with a question. Even before an answer is given to you, even before an answer is given to you, you're ready with the next question. You're never tired of questions, whether it makes sense or not. You rarely leave boss's chamber without a query. There are people who are habituated to giving some intellectual exercises for bosses. You never leave boss's chamber without a query, and in your opinion, questions are torchlight that leads you to a path of knowledge. Questions are like a torchlight that lead you to a path of knowledge. Lead you to a path of knowledge. So make no guesses, this is about being inquisitive. Mr. Questioner, Miss Questioner, being Mr. Inquisitive, Miss Inquisitive. On to the next trait. Sun rises many times for you in a day, and new prospects open. Sun rises many times for you in a day, and new prospects open. You are willing to start your day all over again. You are willing to start your day all over again past the evening. You always see the silver lining without the dark clouds. You're a spring of happiness that flows through humanity and waters the barren land. You are a spring of happiness that flows through humanity and waters the barren land. What is the barren land? Your life is full of expectation that you feel you would definitely realize. Your life is full of expectations that you feel would you would definitely realize. Those expectations would come to realization. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Mr. and Miss Opportunist. Mr. Opportunist, Miss Opportunist. The next trait. You dream of the world around you, desperate with the ideas of purchasing something or the other from you. You dream of a world around you which is desperate with ideas of purchasing something or the other from you. You leave nothing to imagination when describing the utility of something to your boss. You leave nothing to imagination. You will go to the last bite, last piece, last spare of the thing to demonstrate how this works. You're constantly on the lookout for situations that enhances possibility of others valuing your ideas. You're constantly on the lookout for situations which helps other understand the value of your idea. You never leave anybody's table without convincing the other person your point of view. You never leave anybody's table without convincing the other person about what your point of view was. What your point of view was. You never leave that. Probably, you get out of this thing and excuse me, and again, by the way, we're talking about this, start the conversation all over again. You firmly believe that if people do not buy you, they will sell you. I'll reframe this. If people do not buy from you, they will sell to you, but in a more metaphoric, in more literary, form, it looks, you firmly believe if people do not buy you, they will sell you. Okay, take it as a part of, as an excitement of literature. Okay, don't take it otherwise. So now it's not a question of whether to be, whether not to be. It is a question of whether you are not. Okay, we move over to the next trait. You have umpteen moments of awkwardness in a daily routine. You have umpteen moments of awkwardness in a day's routine. Blush is a most regular expression on your face. Blush is a most regular expression on your face. Somebody calls you by your name and you turn pink. Somebody calls you by your name and you turn pink. You're almost conscious about your looks. You're most conscious about your looks and behavior and acts in a way that it catches nobody's attention. You want to maintain your privacy. Your most upsetting moment of the day when all eyes are on you while you are performing. All eyes are on you when you are performing. So that was a trait. That was a trait called shy. That was a trait called